So let
me try this, yeah. Just on a metaphysical level,
you know what
yeah.
my mum done to me? You know what my mum done to me? She made me have a Jerry curl.
What are you doing? But you're a black man. It's different. A black male is different.
Hold on.
A black male is different than a female.
I want to try and jump in.
Come on, man.
Can't jump in.
Yeah. When it comes to hair and nails, this is not in the remit of grown men. I don't know what you're doing, Issa.
Yeah? It's about culture. This is what I'm saying.
He's talking about culture. He's talking about Let me try it this way. Let me try it this way.
Let me go.
No, let Africa come in. Let Africa come in. I'm not gonna let it speak.
Go on, sis. Go
on, sis. No, coming after Issa, coming after you.
I have to be in my masculine now, so I can even wrangle my way.
Go on, sis. It's your turn. Go on.
So what Issa was saying earlier about black men being leaders and establishing the culture is absolutely right. Even on a metaphysical level, yeah, black men are the seed. Whatever you implant into a woman, she will magnify and amplify and make more of it. So I am saying that black men are complicit in the state of their women. Either you are involved or you're not.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. What I'm saying is, you're the one to enforce what's acceptable in the culture. So let's say the man. Hold on, one sec. Let's say the man in the house. Man in the house. He's the head of the house, right?
Right.
He sees his daughter come home with a friend that, let's say, puts a hot comb in their head, and then they go to the bedroom doing their girly things, and then he find out, oh, you putting hot comb in your head. He's like, no. That's not happening around here. He sits his daughter and a friend to explain, listen, this is how we are. This is where this idea comes from. And I'm saying if black men collectively enforce that thing as a collective and said, listen, there's a thing seeping into our community in which our natural hair is being seen as nappy hair and dusty hair and inferior hair. That was our job.
Wait a second.
It was
one second. But the thing is, wait 1 second.
You're making excuses.
1 second.
Wearing their natural hair, they should have created infrastructure and jobs for those black women to go to, so they didn't have to change their hair.
Can I come in now?
No, can I just?
I even got to the attractive level.
Where's the order? Where's the order in the panel?
My bad.
Just on Issa's point.
So let me just add to that so you can respond to it. Yeah, I just want to add to that, as well as the fact that when it came to what type of women we were going for, because black women were kind of stush, it's like if you wanted something from them, i.e. in the bedroom, you kind of had to be in a relationship. Whereas for a lot of the other women, they was like, it's fun to be going against the racist people, their parents, etc. So for the men, them, what's the easy option? We want something, and she's got long straight hair, blah, blah. So black women were also challenged to look like other women. So there's a two-part to that thing. We were also complicit by being attracted to straight hair, etc. So for the way for them to attract us back, to get their black men back, so to speak.
Boy, I can't roll with that. I can't roll with that, man.
Guys, 1 second. Guys, order. Hey, order. Shani, please. I come after Shani, please.
Yeah, the damage was that Barbie doll.
I hear what.
That's what the damage. The damage come from that Barbie doll. Buying the Barbie doll.
Tony, order.
What do you mean? Listen, beefy. I'm just saying sporadic. Listen, I'm just coming in now and again. So I don't know why every man is downing on man. I'm saying one or two little comments. I'm not going into a monologue. So why call out my name?
No, you're right, brother. That's an addition to it, though. But I'm saying that's not the only thing.
Right.
Let me just jump up. Issa, carry on the thing. Let me just jump up. Because coming like every time he says something,
when I've talk. Shani's going to talk. I'm going to talk. You put your jumping in, just say whatever they want.
Shani's been talking after program, Beefy. She's been talking after program.
Go on. Shani,
sorry, there is less women on the panel than men, so yeah.
Yeah, Shani.
Respect, man. Let me just have an exit, yeah?
No, you're fine, though.
Let me just exit.
You're fine. No exit.
No, Tony, you got exit.
Your wisdom is valued, isn't it? Just like every other panelist. So, like, just.
I'm not saying this is an order.
Brother Matt,
your perspective is needed.
Father Matt. I don't know if my voice is annoying or what, But every time I seem to say something, people are jumping on my case. Like 5 people have already jumped on my case already.
My fault. Sorry, brother.
Apologies.
You said
Shani, can you please talk? I want to say something after Shani.
Shani,
I want to say something. Shani, please.
So all I was going to say on Issa's point, I feel like we're not looking at the timeline here. We're blaming men we're blaming black men throughout. Maybe let's look at like the 60s and the 70s, the 50s and the 40s. But it actually goes back to the 1700s, and it wasn't black men that had a choice in this matter. It was just black hair in general. It was white people told black people their hair was like wool, and it was degraded, and it was seen as less human to have their hair texture, and it was labeled back then as bad hair. So this is indoctrinated, like Ifrika said. It's an indoctrination on men and women.
Country?
And women,
What country?
This I'm talking about Africans that were taken into the slave trade, right?
Okay, so diaspora, yeah. So think about it like this, Shani. Let me just say this. I agree. I didn't go back there was because we didn't have internet back then. So the way things were taught, and we didn't have a lot of technology to what's the thing to use the straighteners and all these other things. So there was still a lot of natural hair about by the time we got to the 60s and 70s and so on. So I'm saying when you had the Black Panther movements and you had these other sisters that were singing with their big Angela Davis, with their big afros, I'm saying there was still present a movement of pro-blackness. Other people decided to follow Martin Luther King and all them other people that wanted to, mingle and whatever else and imitate and join in with other people. So that's why I'm not going back there. I'm saying...
But the funny thing... But you people, I don't know why you like blaming Europeans for everything. There were weaves and makeup in Kemet way before the Europeans. What are you talking about?
We're not denying that.
Can I finish? There were hot combs in Kemet before the Europeans arrived. Why do you always want to blame everything on European? Like there was some special power.
Because we're not
talking about indoctrination and programming. When women were using hot combs and extensions in Kemet, the culture had not been impressed upon them that they should do so because they wanted to imitate white women. That is the significant change and difference.
But were these things there already? That's the question. I'm asking, were there weaves and hot combs in Egypt already before the Europeans?
Stop screaming. What do I do today?
Beefy, that point
was
made.
So what's the difference now today?
Beefy, sorry.
So what I'm saying, the point I'm making, men have not been involved in women's affairs of makeup since history. Let women be women. That's what they do.
No.
Put on weaves. Women do. From time immemorial. Talk about
Beefy. Women are inventive, right? In how they make themselves attractive, right? So they might put all feathers in their hair. They might find some other blue string and stuff in their own culture. I'm saying when they don't see no other group but their own, they will start to do experiments with their own hair, right? And their own skin and whatever else. The difference is when you've got another people who you're supposed to be inferior to and you start imitating them. So you can't use Kemet as an example where they were using themselves and just experimenting what kind of clothes they want to wear, what kind of beads, what kind of this or that, and how different plait hairstyles totally different. So that's nothing to do with us.
Oh, sorry. It's a perfect example, Issa, because Pharaoh had no influence in that.
Why would he though? That's what I'm saying. Women are allowed to do their thing.
So exactly, why are you saying?
That's not
hold on.
Dumbass.
So why are you saying your daughter brings a friend home and you're telling her about hair standards and why are you doing that?
I'll explain to you. Yeah,
hold on, my brother. Where's your missus? Yeah. All the tying in my tribe, I've seen my mum teach my sister how to tie and plait the hair and then tie it with string. Nothing to do with me. Listen. My mum tried to do it to my hair once when I was about 7 or whatever. I cried. She had to take that rubbish out of my hair. Like, what are you doing?
Okay. So the Pharaoh, you gave the example of the Pharaoh not interfering. If, however, hold on. If another group came along that they were at war with, right, and the Pharaoh was still the Pharaoh, and then the Pharaoh allowed his women to imitate